FIFA never truly embraced Cristiano Ronaldo. From early award snubs to subtle jabs from FIFA's own president, from deleted congratulations to bizarre omissions from shortlists, the signs were always there. While other players were celebrated, Ronaldo was merely tolerated. And when he stopped playing the politics, he became a problem. This isn't just about trophies or missed accolades. This is about power, control, and the image FIFA wants to promote. For over 15 years, they questioned Ronaldo. Behind the records, the trophies, the viral moments, and the endless GOAT debates stood a teenager from Madeira, lightning in his feet, hunger in his eyes, and a fire that couldn't be coached. Ronaldo was everything modern football wanted, and everything FIFA couldn't control. He had the speed, the flair, the relentless work ethic. On the pitch, he was unstoppable. Off the pitch, he was a sponsor's dream, tall, marketable, global. But from the start, one thing was missing: FIFA's full backing. In 2003, Ronaldo finished behind Rafael van der Vaart for the Golden Boy Award. Fair enough. In 2004, Wayne Rooney won it. Again, understandable. But 2005, that was different. By then, Ronaldo had exploded onto the scene. 9 goals and 9 assists for Manchester United, standout displays in the FA Cup. And for Portugal, 13 goal contributions in just 12 World Cup qualifiers. He wasn't just exciting, he was delivering. And yet, the award went to Lionel Messi. Messi, who had only played 9 senior matches, no domestic cup goals. His biggest moment that year? Lighting up the U20 World Cup, a tournament Ronaldo didn't even feature in. He was dominating at the highest level, while Messi was still climbing. The message was clear: this wasn't just about performance. It was about preference, narrative, style. And Ronaldo, for all his brilliance, wasn't FIFA's chosen face. Still, he kept pushing. In 2007, he fired Manchester United to the Premier League title, racking up 23 goals and 14 assists. A winger rewriting the rules. In the Champions League, he completed 20 dribbles in a single match, a record that still stands. He was unmissable. But when the FIFA World Player shortlist dropped, Ronaldo didn't even make the top 2. At the ceremony, Sepp Blatter took the stage. Kaká was announced the winner. Messi was second. Ronaldo came third. Even if the rankings were fair, what happened next was anything but. FIFA handed Ronaldo the wrong trophy on stage. He had to swap it, awkwardly, in front of the world. A mistake? Maybe. But to a player already feeling sidelined, it felt deliberate. Then came 2013, the year Ronaldo couldn't be ignored. 69 goals in a single year. A heroic hat-trick against Sweden to drag Portugal to the World Cup. A superhuman season. But as the Ballon d'Or deadline approached, he was trailing, until FIFA suddenly extended the voting period, reportedly due to public pressure and internal arguments. He won it. He cried. But it wasn't pure joy, it felt like survival. Because every time Ronaldo rose above, it wasn't with FIFA's help, it was in spite of it. And slowly, the world began to ask the same question, in fan forums, press conferences, and football circles alike. Why does FIFA seem to have a problem with Cristiano Ronaldo? So why has FIFA never fully backed Cristiano Ronaldo? By the numbers, he matched and often outshone his peers. By influence, he was unmatched. By legacy, he was becoming immortal, polished, too independent. And for an institution built on control, Ronaldo was a threat, a global icon they didn't build and couldn't contain. So they tried a different tactic. They didn't attack him directly. They sidelined him, quietly, subtly, with silence. There wasn't one single moment that turned Ronaldo against FIFA. But if you had to pick a spark, it came in 2013. Portugal had just watched their captain drag them to the World Cup, a sensational hat-trick against Sweden. He was breaking records in the Champions League, leading Real Madrid's charge with unstoppable fire. And then, Sepp Blatter took the stage at Oxford Union. One of them spends more time at the hairdresser. They called it a joke, but Ronaldo didn't laugh. It wasn't just a throwaway line. It was the president of football's highest body publicly mocking him while praising his biggest rival in the same breath. That was the moment the smiles stopped. From that point on, Ronaldo stopped pretending. No more ceremonies, no more thank yous. And when he did show up, it was all business. No pleasantries, no performance. Because now he understood. He could win the trophies. He could smash every record. But in FIFA's house, he'd never truly belong. He wasn't submissive. He wasn't soft-spoken. And most of all, He wasn't theirs. And for an organization obsessed with image and influence, that made him a problem. But FIFA didn't need red cards or public statements to silence a legend. They simply stopped calling his name. For years, his greatness was undeniable, and so were the awards. Ballon d'Or in 2008, 2013, 2014. The best FIFA men's player in 2016 and 2017. He didn't just compete with Messi, he beat him. But then the landscape shifted, the rules got blurry, the criteria kept changing. Team achievements, style points, emotional narratives, everything except consistent performance. In 2018, Luka Modric won it all. A brilliant player, a World Cup finalist. Deserving? Perhaps. But Ronaldo, top scorer in the Champions League, clutch goals in every knockout round. 44 goals in 44 games. A hat trick against Spain at the World Cup. And yet, not just ignored, almost erased. When he questioned the process, they called him bitter. When he skipped the gala, they called him arrogant. But what do you call a system that rewards everyone except the most consistent winner of his generation? Because you don't have to be banned to be punished. Sometimes all it takes is silence or a pattern. When FIFA couldn't control Ronaldo's voice, they turned to what they could control, the environment around him. In 2019, Ronaldo was still the face of football, fresh off another Champions League triumph, another season full of goals, moments, and headlines. He was everywhere, the cover star of EA Sports' FIFA video game, on menus, in trailers, in every store, and then gone. No statement, no warning, just replaced by Dybala, Neymar, Alex Morgan, a quiet rebranding mid-contract. FIFA said nothing, but the world was watching, and everyone understood, because just months earlier, Ronaldo had been accused in a legal case he publicly denied. No charges, no trial, no conviction. And yet, he was wiped, as if guilt had already been proven. They called it routine. They called it diversity. But to fans, it didn't feel like representation. It felt like erasure. This wasn't just about branding. It marked the start of a new phase. Punish the man through the machine. And it didn't stop there. When Mo Salah won the Puskas Award for a goal that didn't even win Goal of the Month, fans raised eyebrows. Meanwhile, Ronaldo showed frustration after matches. It became front-page scandal. Other players did worse. They got warnings, quiet talks behind closed doors. But with Ronaldo, investigations, suspensions, global headlines. When he spoke with confidence, they called it ego. When he celebrated, they called it disrespect. Because when the president of FIFA mocks you on stage, it's not a joke, it's a message. It wasn't just a joke, it was a position, a signal, a reminder of who gets protected and who gets punished. Every institution needs a face, a global ambassador, a symbol of their values. Not just someone who wins, but someone who represents. And FIFA, they found that face in Lionel Messi. Quiet, humble, politically safe. A genius who never challenged the system. A superstar whose brilliance never came with controversy. But Cristiano Ronaldo, he was never going to fit that mold. Too loud, too muscular, too unapologetic. He didn't wait to be marketed, he was the marketing. From Madeira to Manchester, from Madrid to the Middle East, Ronaldo built his empire without FIFA's help. While Messi fit the frame, Ronaldo shattered it. He wasn't just a player, he was a brand. Hotels, fitness empires, fragrance lines, a self-made global icon. And that independence, it scared them, because Ronaldo never asked for permission. He didn't beg for praise. He demanded respect, with stats, with results, with relentless ambition. And when the numbers came, FIFA hesitated. Why? Because he wasn't theirs. He never softened his interviews, never hid his ambition, never played the PR game. In a sport run by suits and spin doctors, Cristiano Ronaldo was unshapable. He wasn't a product, he was a problem they couldn't contain. And what do institutions do with those they can't mold? They don't confront them, they exclude them, quietly, systematically, publicly, because silence leaves no fingerprints. There are many ways to disrespect a legend, but the most effective one is omission. Cristiano Ronaldo didn't need applause. He didn't demand headlines. All he ever asked for was fairness. 935 career goals, trophies in England, Spain, Italy, and now Saudi Arabia. Top scorer in Champions League history, a European champion with Portugal. But somewhere along the way, FIFA stopped repeating those facts. No tributes, no highlight reels, no mentions in their top three. When Ronaldo hit 700 career goals, silence. When he became the all-time international top scorer, not a single tweet, no post, no press release. It wasn't an oversight, it was policy. Because institutions don't always attack with words. Sometimes they just stop acknowledging you. In 2024, Ronaldo didn't vote, didn't show up, didn't post. The captain of Portugal, absent from football's biggest night, and when FIFA was asked why, no statement, no explanation, no accountability. Because when the truth doesn't fit the narrative, they erase it, quietly, without fallout, without fingerprints. But the fans noticed, not because of drama, but because of data. Because no matter how hard FIFA tried to rewrite the story, Ronaldo's career wouldn't cooperate. Legacy is supposed to be sacred. It's earned, not gifted. Built on numbers, not narratives. But in Cristiano Ronaldo's case, the silence became louder than the applause. He did everything a footballer dreams of: 5 Ballon d'Ors, Champions League domination, scoring records across 4 countries and 3 decades, 935 career goals, 43 hat tricks, 120-plus international goals, more than any man in history. And yet, instead of being enshrined, he was sidelined. This isn't a debate anymore. It was a decision, a choice to reward the compliant, to elevate the controllable, to write greatness in lowercase, because the capital letters belong to someone FIFA never embraced. Ronaldo didn't ask for protection. He only ever asked for a fair game. But as his numbers climbed, the recognition disappeared. When Messi won, FIFA celebrated. When Ronaldo won, FIFA hesitated. Because in a sport shaped by politics and perception, Cristiano Ronaldo was the exception. Too relentless, too competitive, too unwilling to play the part of the soft-spoken hero. He was global, but not globalist. So they tried to make him forgettable, not by force, but by silence. But here's what FIFA never accounted for. You can mute the broadcasts, you can hide the awards, you can ignore the stats, but you can't erase memory. And to millions across the globe, across generations, Cristiano Ronaldo's story is already written. Not by press releases, but by proof. Because greatness doesn't retire, it echoes. Ronaldo never asked to fight FIFA. He just asked to be judged fairly. But what started as tension became resistance. Not from him, from them. For 2 decades, he carried this game, dragged teams to finals, sold football to corners of the world that didn't even have clubs but had him. And yet, the very institution that runs the game he made global chose politics over merit, silence over celebration, image over integrity. This wasn't just a football rivalry. It was a quiet war between legacy and control. Because Messi and Ronaldo were never the real conflict. The real battle was between a man who built his own empire and an institution that never forgave him for not asking permission. They didn't need to mock him or delete tweets or rewrite criteria, but they did, and in doing so, they revealed more than just bias. They revealed fear. Fear of a player who didn't need them to become immortal. Because trophies fade, PR campaigns vanish, but greatness, it doesn't go away. It inspires, it multiplies, it survives institutions. FIFA may control the awards, but Cristiano Ronaldo owns the timeline. And in the end, they didn't write him out of football history. They just wrote themselves out of his